I just finished scripting this video and gushed over how good the B580 is and how it is the GPU for the masses. Then I see the videos from Hardware Connects and Hardware Unboxed. Well, there is a major problem with B580. Now, before you start typing on the comment section that how I'm an Intel hater, I would suggest you to wait the Arc B580, which comes at a price of $250 and promises performance similar to 4060 Ti, which cost way more than $250. And upon first view, it does deliver on its promises, and I am not the one who is saying that. Everybody that got their hands onto the GPU saying the same thing. This is the GPU that we all have been waiting for. A true budget GPU that can give older systems a new life. And for sub $500, $600 PC builds, this is the golden choice. The GPU leads the chart when it comes to gaming in 1080p and also delivers ample FPS in 1440p too. A true budget king. But as I said, there is a tiny problem. Most benchmarks that you will find on the internet are really not realistic. I'm not saying that they are showing you the wrong numbers. What I'm trying to say is most tests are done using the best gaming CPU right now on the market, the AMD Ryzen 9 9800X 3D. And there is nothing wrong with that. If you want to test the full potential of a GPU, you need to pair it with the best CPU that there is in the market. And this is a very standard way of testing PC hardware. But you and me are not testing hardware. We buy hardware to enjoy it, to play games with it. And that comes with a lot of variability. And B580 is not that good with variability, at least right now. Let me explain. The B580 is a budget GPU. So most people that are building a new PC would have a budget of $500 to $600. And people who are upgrading their GPU might just have the money for the GPU. So that's what Hardware Canucks found in their video. If you pair the B580 with an older CPU, for an example, the i5-9600K, which, let me remind you, is not that old, nor it is a bad CPU. And some of you who are planning to buy this GPU might even have some older CPUs. So in some games, the B580 is unable to scale its performance with an older CPU, but it can do it with the best of the best CPU that is available in the market right now. For an example, in Spider-Man, where it cuts down the average FPS almost by half while pairing it with 9600K. Another reason is ReBAR. Intel themselves have said while discussing their previous generation that ReBAR is very important for Intel GPUs because of how the memory architecture is developed. So if your system doesn't have ReBAR, then your performance will drop even more. And if you don't believe me, check the Hardware Connects video, which I have linked down in the description. Now, is this a major issue? Yes, because the problem happens when you pair it with an older CPU. And people who do have these kind of systems are essentially the target audience for this GPU. But can this issue be fixed? Well, it can, and I have to beat the same bush over and again. This is a driver issue, which can be fixed, but Intel has been suffering with driver issues for a long time. Yes, they do have come a long way, but they still need to go a little bit far. But don't think that I'm suggesting you not to buy this GPU, because if you have $300 and if you want to buy a new GPU and from this generation, the B580 is the best option that you got. But if you are building a new PC, then you might not face these problems because most modern platforms do support ReBAR. But if you have an older system that you want to upgrade, then I would suggest you check at least once that if your system does support ReBAR or not. Now here's another disclaimer. This B580 is Intel's latest and greatest, and it is getting compared to the GPUs which are not the latest and greatest. Both Nvidia and AMD has announced their GPUs and will be announcing their budget tier GPUs for this generation. So it might be overshadowed by that point. And if you can wait, then I would suggest you do wait. But if you can't, then trust me, you will always have the buyer's remorse. No matter how good you bought, no matter how cheap you bought, because there's gonna be something cheaper and better one day ahead of you. I'm still saying the B580 is a great GPU, and it is great to see the tables getting turned here. Both Nvidia and AMD has dominated the GPU scene for a long time. And the first generation GPUs from Intel were not that very promising or not even that good, to the point that there's been a lot of talks that we might not even see a second generation Intel GPU. But here we are, and it's a great GPU. Like how great it is when you subscribe to my channel. If you haven't already, well, don't forget to subscribe. If you like the video, hit the like button. And what do you think about this whole ordeal? Let me know in the comment section. If you haven't liked it, well, feel free to dislike. And if you want to watch more videos from us, check out this video right here. And if you want to subscribe, which I would definitely suggest you do so if you haven't already. Like, what are you doing? Subscribe to the channel. Well, do it by here. And there's Akash. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.